Vardians, welcome back. Here's a question of the day. What is the median pay for a dietitian nationwide according to the BLS.gov? Is it A, 63,000, B, 56,000, or C, 98,000? You know it, the answer will be at the end. Enjoy. Hey y'all, I hope you're well. Welcome to another episode of Healthcare Boulevard. This is a podcast where we shine more light on healthcare, and our goal here is to provide more options to people looking to choose healthcare as a career path, regardless of their background. My name is Sena Kakpomo, and I am your host and creator here. I thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Remember, you can tune in on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. All right, Vardians, how y'all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's morning over here because y'all know how we do it. Me and my guests like to get up early, but we are here. We are surprisingly, we actually she actually got up earlier than she was supposed to. Time differences. Sometimes it happens, but we made it happen, and we are here today. She's a nutritionist, and I'm really excited. The first on the podcast in her profession and in her field, and I'm very excited to dive in. I have a couple questions actually, specifically to that my ignorant self have just never answered. So we are gonna dive into that. Aisha, welcome. How you doing?
I'm good. Good morning. How are you?
I am well. Thank you. Thank you. We are here. You are a nutritionist, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, so I'm Aesha. I'm 26. I currently am a nutritionist, but I also do manage a salon of 30
Okay.
people. But my main focus is nutrition.
Wow, that's such different field. Okay, I'm excited to get into that. Now, which one is your primary focus, so to speak?
Right now, it's the salon that brings in the
Okay.
that right now it's the salon, but within a year or so, it will definitely be my nutrition. I'm balancing both right now at the moment, balancing both. But nutrition is my main focus. But right now, the salon is like what I'm doing to day to day.
Gotcha, gotcha. And how did you get into it was a salon? How did you get into that?
Oh wow, I've been working at a salon for what 4 years now.
Oh
So
wow, okay.
yeah, but I mean within this salon, I've been working here for a year, almost 2 years now. It's a little different than the other salon was more hair removal. This is more like hair base and like,
Mm,
a lot of different things like nail techs, masseuse. It's not just a hair salon. So yeah, so I've been managing for a while now.
gotcha. Wow. Okay. And nutritionist. So that's what you are going to or went to school for. Tell us a little bit about your journey with that.
So for me, nutrition is it's always been a big thing for me because as a child, I was always overweight. I was very
Mm.
overweight child. And so when I was like 16, I decided to lose a lot of weight. So I lost over 100 pounds. So I want to be able to help other people do that as well and not let them think that, they can't do it. You can. If you really want
Mm.
to focus to it, you can get it done.
Wow, 100 pounds. That's a lot. Kudos to you. Yeah,
It's not easy.
it is not. It is not. It's not even easy to lose 5 pounds. So
It's
you know.
It's really not, but it does take a lot of focus, a lot of changes, a lot of patience. It really does. But a
Yeah.
lot of people are discouraged by it because they don't see the results so fast. You shouldn't. You'll reach your goals.
Right. Right. That's appreciated. Now, how would you describe a nutritionist to somebody who perhaps is not familiar with the field?
So nutritionists are experts in food and nutrition. So pretty much nutritionists educate individuals on the importance of eating healthy and living a healthier lifestyle. So a
Mm.
lot of people really know what they're putting in their mouth. They're just eating. You know what I mean? So a
Mm.
nutritionist will pretty much run down everything, the ingredients, what you're eating, why it's doing this, why it's doing that, and pretty much help you to change your eating habits. They may not be
Right.
bad habits, but hopefully long term, it will positively affect you. So say you're always drinking soda. My job is not to say, oh, don't ever drink soda, but to tell you and educate you on why drinking soda every day is not really good for your health.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. And one thing I've always questioned is a nutritionist and a dietitian the same thing or different?
They're the same thing.
Good to know. Okay.
They're,
I told you I have some ignorant questions that I'm asking.
a dietitian and a nutritionist are the same thing.
Good to know. And then I've seen some folks direct themselves as a certified nutritionist and some just full nutrition. I'm guessing it's the same thing. It's just, you know, a
Yeah, if
different.
title, yeah, it's the same thing. As long as you got your certification in it, then yeah, it's the same thing.
Good, good. I'm glad to clear all of that out because I'm like, what is the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionist? And it's the same thing. It's just a different name for the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So to be able to call yourself a nutritionist and work as a nutritionist, what is the minimal educational requirement?
4 years. You have to do your internships, have to get your certification, but you have to get your education in nutritional sciences, so bachelor's degree in nutritional sciences.
Gotcha. Okay. And then once you're done with that, you're done with your externship. The externship is required to even get your bachelor's degree. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have to take, I'm guessing, the board exam, some national certification or something.
Yes, you do. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sorry, it's not at the top of my head right now. But it's not really like a bar exam. It's just like a certification. So I mean, it's an exam, but I wouldn't call it like the bar exam. Like lawyers and stuff like that. I'll just say it's just a certification, like a RD,
Gotcha.
registered dietitian certification exam.
Okay. All right. And then once you're done with that, you start working. What opportunities do you have for a further education and leadership, essentially? And I'm jumping ahead of myself, but
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, we like broke up. I'm really sorry.
no, you're fine. So once you're done with your bachelor's degree, what options do you have for further education, for higher education, essentially?
For higher education, do you
Yes.
mean like going back to school for more, or do you mean like in a sense of where you're going to be placed after you already been certified?
No, like if you want to, how far of an education can you get in nutrition? Can you get a doctorate in nutrition, a master's, and
You can
what
get
are
a
the differences?
you can get a
What does that get you? Yeah.
you can get a master's in nutrition. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what would be the different things that somebody with a bachelor's degree doing versus somebody with a master's degree?
That's a great question. Honestly, I don't know the answer because mine is just a
Mm-hmm.
bachelor. I honestly don't want to lie and just make up something. So
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the truth. When you are done, where other places can you practice in? Like what settings can you practice in
oh,
as a nutritionist?
um I mean, starting you could start in cafeterias, you could start in the military. There's
Hmm.
military nutrition. You could start in definitely hospitals or nursing homes, settings like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And would you, with your certification, you don't need anything else to move between those spaces, do you?
No.
Okay, perfect. And what's your favorite part about nutrition, being a nutritionist?
Being able to help someone change their life in a positive way, and like the
Mm-hmm.
reaction I get knowing that I was able to help them. It's not like I'm just giving you information hoping that it'll help. I'm with you on this day to day trying to understand how we can better improve your health. And so when
Right.
people get happy and they're like, oh my god, well, I didn't even know this, I didn't know that, that makes me happy to know, like, oh wow, I'm actually helping you, I'm actually doing something for you. I'm positively impacting your life. That means a
R-
lot. So that's important to me.
Right. And what are some challenges you faced?
I would say when clients don't have patience, when it's like,
Mm.
oh, why is it like this? Or say, because it's not nutrition always just losing weight, but for some people, it is just about losing weight.
Mm.
So they're like, well, why didn't I lose this amount of time at this amount of weight at this time in 2 weeks or so, let's say. And
Mm.
it's like, everybody's body is different. Just because one person's body works like that doesn't mean your body's going to work like that. So some people don't have enough patience and understanding in that. You know what I mean? So it's like I can tell you what to eat, what to do, but doesn't mean it's going to happen right then and there. So just have
Right.
some with it. Your body is still even adjusting to changes.
I know educating patients and getting them to eat better is part of a nutritionist. But what are the paperwork or some of the things you do in your regular work day as a nutritionist on top of that?
Oh, so we definitely have meal plans,
Mm.
and we also have like we have, or the doctor I work with, he has the Harvard Medical School, the 6 week plan. So we use that as well. So it's pretty much like an outline that we, of course, give to our clients. They write down their goals, and then we always interact and touch base on that. Week one would be like your goal setting. Week two would be like, oh, your eating habits, snacking habits, dinner habits, and then we'll go from there.
Gotcha.
Just an
And
outline. Yeah.
okay. And how long, or well, better yet, what are some diagnoses of patients that end up on your table or in your office as needing a nutritionist? I mean, some of the obvious, of course, we can think
Oh,
of them, but I wanted to get more deeper into that.
like what type of clients would seek out a nutritionist?
Yes, exactly.
Uh, Um, people suffering with obesity,
Mm.
people suffering with diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol,
Mhm. Mhm.
parents who
Yeah.
have children who are obese.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm. So now, is your what are some differences when you're working with an adult versus a child?
Oh, a child, you have to be more like, what's the word? More censored and more like, not, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. But with adults, you can just be a little bit more straightforward. With kids,
Mhm.
you can't be that way. You know what I mean? Because it's already a touchy subject,
Mhm.
and you're trying to just help them improve, but they don't. You don't want to make them feel like something's wrong with them or something is not right because they are obese. Like you don't want to make them feel, I don't know the term. I can't even think of the term,
Like
but
on an added
sensitive.
insecurity or an added worthlessness because yeah.
Yeah, you're insensitive to it, and that's how you don't
Yeah.
want. It's kind of like, you have to be a little bit like, okay, so what you eat today? Do you like fruits? Do you like vegetables? What type of fruits do you like? With adults,
Mhm.
a bit more straightforward. This is how this is. This is how this is. You know what I mean? But with
Yeah.
kids, a little bit more sensitive and not be come off as insensitive or like, oh, you're overweight. You can't do this. You can't do that. Because that creates a lot of insecurity. That comes off as bullying. You don't want to act like that. Like
Right.
you have to definitely be a little bit more, touchy, and be
Yeah.
watched. Day.
Yeah. That's fair. Especially since likely they're already dealing with bullies in school
Yeah,
nowadays.
want to help them, like my parent brought me here for this. Okay, it's like, okay, Jackie's a little overweight. We want to help him change his eating habits. How can we help him do that without being. So it's like, okay, for dinner, I think you should give him more vegetables, things like that.
Yeah. What and I know this is Hector Boulevard, but I can't help myself but ask you, what is your I guess what draws you to the salon and the aesthetic setting and managing that?
Oh wow. It's just I've always was in that setting
Yeah.
before. I was always in that setting, and so it's always just kind of gravitated towards me and managing it. People are like, you do great, this. People, like, yeah. And being in the
Yeah.
beauty industry, definitely, I do enjoy it. You see a lot of ways and a lot of, what someone may think is beautiful or it is beautiful. And it's great to see and to see
Mm-hmm.
everybody so happy with their look. So I like,
Right.
yeah,
That's exciting. That's exciting. Now,
yeah.
what are some of your future aspirations?
My future aspirations. Honestly, to own my own practice. So I would definitely say that's one of my goals within the next 10, yeah, I'm 26, 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to strive too much now, but yeah, that would be definitely practice. And yeah, help as many
That's
as
fair.
possible,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. Now, when did how long have you been a nutritionist?
Right now it'll be 2 years now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what changes have you seen or noticed in the pandemic, especially, when we were at the lockdown and all of that? How did that affect
Oh,
your
wow.
position?
I mean, during the lockdown, because during lockdown, people, were very depressed, just home, eating,
Mm-hmm.
not working. And then, as it started to gradually uplift, it got better, but more now it's everything's like, I would say how we interact with clients is more Zoom settings and stuff and less face to face. So
Yeah.
that would be the first thing. But a lot of people now that the pandemic's lifting do want more help with their health because I
Yeah.
feel like people went through their depressive phases because they were just home, not working, eating with family, with friends, and so yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Now, so you essentially are seeing more people on via Zoom now than in person.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
People feel more
That seems to be the case.
even, yeah, people feel more safe. Not everybody still feels comfortable.
Yeah. That is very true. That is very true.
But
And what are some things you do for fun?
some things I do for fun.
Mm.
I actually really love to cook.
Mm.
So that's my favorite things to do for fun. I like to work out. I would say just being with my friends. It was
I
my thing.
like it.
Fun.
I
Hanging
like
out,
it.
going out, time. Yeah, that's my ideal fun.
I love it. That's one of my favorite things too, cooking. I love cooking.
Yeah,
Some of my
people.
friends are like, "We always cooking when we call you." I'm like, "Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm home."
Yeah, great relaxer. It really
Yeah,
is. It
it
really is.
is. And then
It-
when you're done and you're like, "Oh, that's a delicious meal. Let's go."
yeah, so good.
Did that.
Way better. Yeah, it's actually very enjoyable. But I didn't
Yeah.
realize a lot of people don't like cooking, and I was like, I don't understand how you don't like cooking.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way. And especially when you meet somebody who they're good at cooking, but they just don't like it. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my gosh. And I get that. Not everything you're good at do you enjoy. That's
but
totally like two different things.
no,
But
seriously,
yeah.
very good.
I'm right there with you. Now
Yeah.
we talked a lot about what you're doing and so forth. What are some advice you may give to someone who is wanting to become a nutritionist?
Um, of course, go to school.
Hmm.
That would be my first thing. And go and get your bachelor's of science, and don't get discouraged because it's really not easy, and it's very
Hmm.
competitive. So don't get discouraged. Don't let if you fell the first time, don't let it be, oh, this is it. I'm not going to do this again. Don't think like that. You can do it, but definitely study and definitely, I would say learn a lot about chemistry and biology because you're going to need it. You really will.
Mm.
That's for
Mm.
so if that's not something you're interested in or even want to focus on, I wouldn't suggest it. I just wouldn't because that's the main focus.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I would definitely
Uh,
say
so this is one thing. It's another one of my crazy questions,
that.
and let's end the interview with the crazy question. Uh, so is he then are you the person who will know like, oh, these are the nutritional facts for broccoli, or like broccoli is best for like digestive stuff, or like,
Yeah,
oh, you know what I mean, that those type of thing, like apple juice is good for this and that. That's you, right?
yes, ma'am. So like say or something as simple as like calcium milk, dairy, that's good for
Right.
calcium, good for bones, that's good for strengthening your teeth, things like that. I can definitely educate you on
That's you. Okay,
that.
okay, that's
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah, like, oh, apples can help with this, help with that, or it's great for fiber, great for digestive health, so stuff like
Right.
yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. That's always been an interest of mine, nutrition, and knowing the different, nutritional values and benefits of
Yeah.
different things we eat.
Also, even like, food labels, a lot of people don't know how to read a nutrition label on the back of their products. Help you understand the difference between this, the different vitamins, the different calories, total fat, stuff like that. I can
Mm-hmm.
definitely do as well. So you know exactly what you're eating.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
One last question. I keep saying last question. I keep coming up
No,
with
no, no.
something else.
No, you.
Okay. One last question. I've seen things like nutritional certificate. You know how they are like what what is it? Personal training certificates that you can get online somewhere. And then I've seen that for nutritional, like nutritionists as well. What is
Mm-hmm.
the difference? Clearly,
if somebody were to get a certificate like that, they're not getting the same level of education as you did in your 4 years with the certification and the externship.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference then in the scope of practice? What can they do versus what you're able to do?
More than likely, they will have to be supervised by
Okay.
like a registered dietitian. Yeah, you have so because they're probably more likely they're a dietetic technician, so they would have to be supervised and get everything signed off by the registered dietitian.
Gotcha. Okay,
Well,
that makes sense.
there might
Yeah.
be the dietetic technician.
Okay. So that is a field wherein they're essentially like an assistant to you type of thing.
Yeah, so you would have to get
Gotcha.
like, even with clients, the registered dietitian would have to be there, to sign off on things, say this is, you know what I mean? They can't just do it by themselves. No.
Right, right. Okay. And your decision making is, do you have anybody else in your decision making team as a nutritionist, or is it just you?
Yeah, the doctor I work with, his name is
Okay.
Dr. Yeah, he's definitely the decision maker.
Okay, gotcha. But you have the power in your field as a nutritionist, and then you work with him in terms of, these are his patients and he has a robust knowledge of their
Yeah,
health.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Over everything and overviews and outlines before, interacting with the clients. So yeah.
Okay, that makes so much sense. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for shedding so much light on this. It's just
No,
been one of those
I
fields
hope
where I'm like,
I hope. Seriously, I really hope I helped. Yeah.
no, you did so much, and that's why I do this live. I have these questions, and I've been in the healthcare field for quite some time, and I've heard a lot of the titles, and some of them I know a little bit about, some of them I have an idea, some I have no clue. So I'm like, you know what, this is my chance to learn.
No, I have same thing. I always have a lot of questions too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
there's a lot of dynamics to the health field. There is a lot. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, thank you so much, Aisha, and I appreciate you getting back on here after the time mixed up. That is so
Hey, no
kind of
problem.
you. I know Saturdays are precious for us, especially us busy folks just going at it on the weekday and they're like, okay, I needed a day and just take a chill pill. So I
It was
appreciate you taking the time.
no problem. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course, of course. All right, Aisha, you have it makes it, I feel like I'm saying Aisha, but it's Aisha. Is
It's
it
Aesha.
E?
It's Aesha, yeah. But I like the way
Oh.
you're saying it. Your accent is so nice. So I don't
Yeah.
mind it. It's not bothering me. I'm listening. I'm
Okay,
like, oh
good.
yeah, her accent.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Aisha, you have a beautiful day and beautiful weekend.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Bye.
All right, and the answer is A. 63,000 is a national median pay for dietitians. I always like to remind you when I do this type of questions or talk about income that it is very variable. It depends on where you live, what specialties you're in, what settings you're working in, what your experience level is, all of the above, and then some, right? So keep that in mind. But this does give you a general idea of what the pay range is for a dietitian in the United States. Again, thank you for the likes, the comments, sharing, subscriptions. We are making our way to our 1,000 subscription or 1,000 listeners and downloads. If you haven't already and you've heard me before and you want to check out my husband's real estate podcast, it's called More Real Estate, Moore, Real Estate, and you will find it in on any podcast platform. I'll put the link description below. Adios. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share. And stay blessed. Bye.